everybody from what's basically a perfect morning. It's gorgeous out here. The weather's been fantastic, and it's going to be fantastic for the next few weeks, which is great because I have loads of work to get done. So today's video is a really good reminder of how one job can't really happen sometimes until another job happens first. In this case, I really want to get started on my timber frame tool shed, but I also want to set up a polytunnel that I was given as a workshop so that I can stage everything and just to make everything easier to do and to make the work more enjoyable. But in order to set up the polytunnel, I had to move a massive mountain of gravel over to my patio. And so I decided that that might be a good opportunity to talk about my patio and my pergola plans, in more detail with drawings and show you the work that I did. So that's today's video. I wasn't expecting to work on this, but I did. And I'm really pleased with how the video turned out. So I hope you enjoy it, and I'll check in again at the end. Score! I forgot I had those big chunky bits of wood. I'm pretty sure it's grapevine roots, if I remember correctly. Not totally sure though. Anyway, I'll take all the firewood I can get. So, this is tough work, but it's a beautiful morning. And so what I'm going to do is I'll show you some before photos of my morning's work. And then tune in again when it's more complete. I'm going to try to do maybe 5 or 6 wheelbarrow loads of dirt, and then hopefully I can then get some of the gravel up into the patio. I just need to make some space for it. So that's what I'm doing this morning, and my aim is to move some gravel so I can put a polytunnel there. I'll check in later on when it's a bit more finished, show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to talk in more detail about my plans for the patio and the pergola. I've touched upon it a little bit, but I haven't actually had any set plans in mind. But plans are forming, and I'm going to share them with you in a little bit. So back to work for me, and I'll see you very soon. This feels a lot like hard work, and it's been a while since I've done anything too physically demanding, so I'm into it. I'm really enjoying this. I was going to do just a few wheelbarrow loads, but I have done many. I've done many loads. And behind me you can see a whole bunch of gravel there, but it still does kind of feel like I'm not making a dent in the pile. And making a dent in the pile is my priority because I have a polytunnel that is 4.5 meters by 2 meters footprint, and I want to put it exactly where this pile of gravel is. So the only place I really have for gravel to go at the moment is the patio, but in order to put the gravel onto the patio I have to dig away the soil, so I have somewhere for the gravel to go. It's got to go there eventually anyway, so it might as well be right now while the weather is basically perfect for this kind of work, and before it starts to rain when the weather will not be perfect for this kind of work. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, but let me also just show you my plans for this patio pergola. I've touched upon it a little bit in the past in some past videos, but I have a clearer picture now, I think, of how it all is going to fit together. I still have some questions for what I want to do over the door. I want that part covered. It might wrap around the building, but I'm not thinking about that too much at the moment. I'm more focused on the pergola. Basically, I want a rock wall. So you'll see these bricks under there. They're just there to kind of hold the soil in. I'm going to build on top of those with actual rocks. I'm going to do rock with lime mortar. I've tried dry stone stacking. It's really, really hard. I don't have lots of stones to choose from, really. That's my excuse. And it's just difficult. So sticking it together with mortar is much easier. So that's what I'll do. And so popping up above the level of the soil, you'll only really see the front faces of some stones. It'll all kind of wrap around, coming down into some kind of a stone staircase. And then on the other side, there'll be kind of another thing. So there'll be stones here coming up to an entryway, which will be covered. I don't know how big I want that. I'd love to have space to be able to sit down in there, take your shoes off and stuff like that, but we'll see. Anyway, that's for another day. Focusing on this. On top of the stone wall, so let's imagine this is the top of the stone wall. It goes all the way across there. I'm going to have metal pieces sort of limed in, and then on top of that, I'm planning to have kind of a gnarly piece of olive tree branch, I think. And then I'd like to have the sweet chestnut poles coming off of that. This idea is only sort of forming now because I keep seeing all of these dead branches down on my olive trees that probably need to come off. And if I can get a really cool piece of olive branch, then it'll look nice, I think. So we'll see. Still under development. Still thinking about it, but I think it could be cool. Okay, let's go talk about the upper part of the pergola. Okay, upper part of the pergola. Actually, while we're here, let's look under this tarp because everyone always asks me about it. That little window happened because I locked myself out of my house, and instead of bashing a metal door in, which I don't know how to repair, I decided to go through the wall. So I basically got the crowbar out. I made a hole in that wall. I Supermaned in through a tiny hole, spilling my coffee in the process, knocking over a table. It was madness, and got back inside. And then for the rest of the day, I spent it building that little window hole thing back up. So that's why the tarp is there, because I made that weird window. When it rains a lot, water comes in sort of a little bit. I've got a whole bunch of towels and stuff crammed in the holes, and it seems fine. But the tarp's there just for a little extra protection. That's what the tarp's all about. It's crazy, I know, but for anyone who's been wondering, that's what's happening behind there. But enough about that. Let's go back and check out the pergola stuff that I was talking about before. Okay, so up here you've got kind of a weird tile, messy looking concrete situation happening right underneath the tiles. That goes the whole way along. I'd love to cover that up. Maybe I run a whole bit of wood or something across the entire thing. I don't really know, but I do need to have some way of attaching sort of pergola rafters, I suppose. So maybe I have 5 or 6, and they're going to go out from the building, which is somehow attached to the top. And then it's going to attach to some uprights, some posts. I don't know how many I'll have. Maybe I just have 2 posts or even 3 posts with 1 post running on the top and then the rafters going from there. And then plants planted in here that are going to climb up and go across. I also have jasmine over here, and in theory I could try to steer that over the top as well. One thing to keep in mind about the overhead stuff is that this building isn't very high. So for short people like me it's fine, but I want to basically dig down as much as I can so that I'm not losing height. But I have to pair that up with the fact that these buildings aren't really sitting on any sort of proper foundation. So I don't want to go too deep because eventually I'll probably just end up underneath the building, and that would be bad. The patio wasn't going to be a priority for me at all. I wasn't expecting to really work on this for another couple of months, but because I have that pile of gravel and I want to move it, that's really the only place I can think of. So I want to put a polytunnel in this space, as I mentioned. I'm not going to use it as a polytunnel greenhouse. I'm going to use it as my work area for my timber frame. So if I can get all those timbers up there, it'll be a big job to move them, but it'll be totally worth it. Get them out of that space up there, move them to the polytunnel that will soon be behind me. It'll clear that space at the top and allow me to really focus on nailing down the design of the whole space. Right now, it's difficult to measure when I am constantly trying to move around things. I've got a massive water tank there, huge firewood pile, all those timbers, a bunch of buckets of lime. It's just a really impossible space at the moment. So if I can clear the timbers out, I can get in there with a tape measure and design everything and have a design that I work from rather than just trying to do things piece by piece. I hope my vision is clear, the plan is clear, and now I just need to do the work. So I'm going to get back to it. Oh man, okay. I'm going to do one more bucket load, wheelbarrow load of gravel, and then I'm going to call it quits. I have a little bit of pointing to finish. I have a video to publish. Today is Friday. And I have to put the fire on. I've got to cut some firewood. I have to have a shower. That's always a long and drawn out ordeal. So I've got much to do today, and the sun's going down. So it's been a really great day. I'm really happy with how things have gone. And I'm hoping that if there's a break in the weather tomorrow, there probably won't be because we're supposed to get around 20 mils of rain. But if there is, I'll be out here trying to get that gravel completely moved over. I definitely want to do it this week. I want to get this polytunnel up as soon as possible. So yeah, I'm going to do one more load, call it on today, and hopefully I see you tomorrow. But more likely I'll see you in a few days. Good morning. I forgot that I did this. Good morning. We're in a cloud again. And my goal is going to be, even though it's raining, to extend this out 2 more black sheets so I can get rid of the danger zone. All right, well, that certainly woke me up. I've been back inside to fetch my coffee. I'm going to drink this. It's been really hard to get out of bed lately. Days like this make it even harder when there's no sun to spur me forward. But yeah, it's cold in the mornings and it's hard to get out of bed. And it's nice just to stay in there and be cozy for as long as possible. So I've been sleeping in until about 9 in the morning and staying up fairly late. So I've kind of shifted my day. And yeah, just kind of going with the seasons. I'm really excited to crack on with this. If I have to, I'll just put my raincoat on. It's drizzling a little bit now, but it's not supposed to really chuck it down until I think about 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So that gives me plenty of time to try to get these 2 little panels done. And if I'm feeling super ambitious, which is undecided, I'll aim to get the entire pile of gravel moved over here, and I'll get started on polytunnel assembly. I've never put up a polytunnel in my life. I have a feeling it's probably the kind of thing that doing it as one person is a complete and total pain in the ass. But I think I'll at least try. If I can move this gravel, I'll at least today or tomorrow give it a try and see if I can get this thing up, because I think it's going to be a huge game changer for me. Okay, that's enough waffling for now. I've got coffee to drink and gravel to move. So I'm going to finish this and then we'll get started. Okay, so I guess I took too long to drink my coffee, and also I didn't look at the weather forecast this morning. I was going off of yesterday's forecast, and as you can see, it's raining pretty hard. And though I'd like to say that I was super tough and willing to go out there with my little raincoat on and get this done, I'm not, and I don't want to. Luckily, I have loads of stuff I can be doing inside the house. There's always designing to do, and there's always video editing to do. So I'm going to hide inside with the cats, put the fire on, and I'll see you again on a different day. So it's super gloomy out here still, but the rain has let up a little bit, so I'm going to try to deal with this hole in the ground right in front of my door. It is unsafe, so I'm going to try to do that and try to do it before this rain gets heavier, because it is still coming down a bit. So I'm in a rush. Let's see what I can get done. I'll do this another day. I just want to level off this part immediately in front of the door so I don't take a tumble again. Plus it is getting a lot more miserable out here, and I want to be out of the rain, but somebody wants to come outside. Hello. Hi. You finally woken up. This guy's been sleeping for like what feels like 2 solid days. Yeah. All right. Off on your adventure you go. I'll see you later. Okay. Oh, no. Back inside. All right. Okay, there's still a mild amount of treachery here, but I think it's fine for now. I'm really happy I did that. I feel gross. I do like it when I finish the day feeling gross. It feels like I've worked really hard. And I'm really happy I filled in that hole. And the pile is a lot more manageable now. And so I'm pretty confident that with just about an hour or two more work, I can get rid of this pile and have a nice clear spot for this polytunnel. I'm busy tomorrow, but hopefully in a couple of days that'll be up and I'll be able to get to work. Whew. One thing I wanted to show you that I didn't mention before. So I briefly mentioned the sketchy non-foundation under here. The reason I haven't filled the stones in this part yet is because I've been sort of reinforcing the bottom with large stones and lime. So I haven't done that in this section yet. Once I do, I'll pull the stones over, cover the pipe completely, and get rid of a bit of the mountain of gravel. So that's the reason that's like that, and I'll do the same as I go along the rest of the building. Okay, that's all I have to say about foundations and gravel and dirt and wheelbarrows. Back so soon, eh? I don't blame you. Let's stick another log on the fire and settle in for the night. Good night. Just look at this incredible sunshine. It's so nice out here today, and I've been hard at work since this morning. It's about 2 in the afternoon now, so let me do one more final last bit of gravel, and then I'm gonna call this job done. Okay, job done. That was a fairly enormous task. It took me a long time, and I'm really happy it's over and the gravel is in its final resting place. I don't need to think about it for the foreseeable future. Next task will be to flatten out the base and try to put this pergola up. But that's going to be a job for another video. So that's it from this video. I hope you enjoyed me moving a whole bunch of gravel and a whole bunch of dirt. So please do leave me a comment if you have anything at all to say, or if you just want to say hello. And until the next video, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.